should mean freedom, liking and accepting anything that you like, playing whatever you want, as sloppy as you want, as long as it's good and it has passion.
Radio.
Life is real life.
Mosh life is real life. If you're not moshing, I don't know what reality you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Certainly not unfolding with us.
My name's Chris Kanski. I'm here with Theo from Real Life Presents, the premier home for hardcore in London. He'll deny that because he's humble.
I'm just some guy.
But all the rest of us know it's true. Yeah, like we're here to promote the Real Life Summer Jams. We got, how many shows you got coming up? You got 6 shows coming up?
So what it is, we've got 6 shows coming through at the start of July. We start on July 2nd and we wrap up on July 8th. We give you the Sunday off, chill, like order a pizza, it's fine. And that's going to cover across grindcore, across screamer, across hardcore, across some really fucking heavy stuff. And it's really just a celebration of that freeing feeling of a summer festival and trying to cover all of the chaos and the love and the joy that you can experience with the people around you in these cultures and bring that into Southeast London in one corner for a few days.
So listen, whether or not you're into hardcore or not, come down to the Real Life Summer Jam shows. You can get tickets on pit.live, Google the New Cross Inn, come down, experience something new for the first time. It's going to be madness. Come see me in the fentanyl pit. It's going to get weird as fuck, and we're going to be playing that later. So yeah, for the next bit less than 2 hours, was meant to be 2 hours, but technical difficulties and that, like every good punk show, we're starting a bit late. We're going to be taking you through bands playing the Real Life Summer Jam and a lot around that. The theme of this is summer.
Summer.
Unless I misunderstood, it is summer, right?
No.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. You kicked us off with that Page 99 song, that beautiful classic
In Love with an
screamo track,
Apparition.
In Love with an Apparition. And you said the reason why you wanted to start us off with that was because of the intro.
There's that Kurt Cobain sample, and when he talks about punk rock is about freedom, and as long as it sounds good, it doesn't matter if it's a mess. It's just about doing what feels good and what's good.
There's a song by another classic screamo band called the KMB Communique, who have a astonishing lyric in a song whose name I've forgotten now. What is it? Yeah, AM 1200. And I just wanted to read a couple of lines of his lyric.
Go for it.
All right, Matt. Okay, cool. I hope that everyone could hear me beforehand. It seems those days have come and gone into the obscuring glaze of hindsight. We were just kids, grasping for truth, but what we had can never be replaced, damaged but never undone. And the thing is, I'm 30 years old, and I refuse to give in to this feeling of nostalgia, of these feelings of time that's gone, because you're still out here doing bits. There's a whole new generation of kids out here doing bits. And it just continues to be beautiful. I continue to go to these shows and see the magic that made me fall in love with it when I was a kid, and I'm so grateful that I still get to feel like a kid today. So thank you for the work you're doing. With that said, let's get some listeners feeling like some kids.
Right, round one of the Real Life Summer Jams. We've got Barbie grinding bimbo violence from New Orleans, courtesy of Brat, supported by the hardest thrashcore band in Brazil, Escrota. Here's a couple of songs from each right now.
Cannot be dead.
Misery Spirit is still alive.
I don't want her spirit! I want her! And you murdered her! You don't...
sounds of Brat and Ascrota. You said you said that Ascrota found out that they're touring with Brat and re-released that song.
So that's a song called Misery that was on their album from last year. It's the title's in Brazilian and I will not say it right, but it's from an album from last year. And yeah, once we announced this show, they got added to another couple of shows with Brat and they re-released it as a special feature. So I imagine next week you'll see that in person live with the double vocal effect.
What date is that again?
That is on Wednesday, 2nd of July.
What's the date? Is Wednesday 2nd. What's the date? Is Wednesday 2nd. I'm gonna stop doing that.
Don't do that. So really what's cool about this is I think grindcore is something that's just through that exuberance and that bombastic power is kind of almost is you couldn't say it's crossed over to the mainstream, but it's able to cross over into bigger worlds. So Ascrota are coming over and they're playing in my little 300 cap venue, but if you look at their shows in Brazil, they're supporting Slipknot in arenas.
Oh, yo.
And what I love about that is that it shows this kind of through line of really fundamentally when we're going to these big festivals like Boomtown, little festivals like Fluff. We'll talk a lot more about Fluff in the next hour.
Fluff, yeah, for sure.
And really there is a kind of a unity of purpose and this shared communal joy. And supporting them on that night, I've got a band called Jawless. I did not have time to put all the supports on this playlist.
Big up Jawless. Big up Jawless.
Big up Jawless. But if I did that, we would never finish. But I first saw Jawless at a squat rave. And I think that it's amazing that you can have...
You're talking like a rave.
A rave. Like there were 3 crusty, thrashy grindcore bands and then about 6 hours drum and bass. And it's amazing to see that kind of cultural convergence that you get in the underground DIY spaces transmits itself into these bigger, more mainstream festivals. So next up, we're going to have a trio of tracks. We're going to have something that I literally saw happen in one day at Boomtown once of Napalm Death, followed by Anger Fist, followed by Congo Natty. These are all anti-war anthems from each of these artists. And it was amazing to watch how some of the same people were there watching all 3 of these, even though the overlap sonically might not be obvious straight away. Yeah. Except maybe Anger Fist and Napalm Death because it's hard as fuck.
Yeah, but Congo Natty, innit? Like, and you know, because like some people will be like, oh, you know, Slipknot and Ascrota sounds the same to me. You know, they don't have that refined ear that years of getting hit in the head at hardcore shows gives you.
Damn right.
But I mean, anyone can hear the difference between Napalm Death and Congo Natty, or even Napalm Death and Anger Fist, to be like, oh shit, like that is sick that there is that crossover. I think it's sick that there's crossover. So let's get into it, man.
This is Napalm Death.
Bounce. Bounce.
Yeah, anger fist. You already know. Punch you in the fucking face. As soon as I write this incredible song down, the decibels stomp down your chemical compound. I'm the king, the crown holder holding the throne. Murderous with a verse that burns flesh to the bone. What I jot to the page when I walk on the stage, got everybody hands up like I'm cocking the gauge. Scientific, I'm studied by an alien race from the dark depths of space. Soon as they drop the bass.
Bounce.
Yeah.
Bounce.
As I write this incredible song down, the decibels stomp down your chemical compound. I'm the king, 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 king.
Bounce.
What I jot to the page when I walk on the stage, got everybody hands up like I'm cocking the gauge. Scientific, I'm studied by an alien race from the dark depths of space. Soon as they drop the bass.
Talk mixed up with the new style. Love is the message, we don't want no war. So calm down. Talking about it, someone who's strong. 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 Talking about someone who's strong.
Love life around us. Love life around us. Love life around us, and that's it. Everything will be made possible unto you.
Fire! Love your brother, yes, as one. Your first hearing, no rerun. Only love can conquer hate. How many wars ending stalemate? See the light bright of a sun ray for a new way. It's a new day, backed by law, judged by one. Coming fly, someone who's strong. You could be white, and you could be black. Living in the jungle and living on the flat. In a fire chat, rebel MC a rapper. Put them together, it's a boom shaka. Girls, when I go down, girls, when I come up. Horse man's can be on a wine and stock. Just like a horse in the flying gallop. Kiss my neck and scratch my head back. Boom.
Love life around us.
in the line.
Love vibrator. Love vibrator. Love vibrator, that's it. Love vibrator.
Strong.
Love vibrator. Love vibrator. Love vibrator, that's it. Everything will be made possible unto you.
Yes, coming in on a roasting. Think positive, never skeptic. Day-to-day life is kinda hectic, but that's the way nature planned it. This line disappear like a magnet. Lyrics are sting like a bandit. Rhythm just a little like a transit. This that sound guy, you better exit.
Come, love your brother and love the sister. Crowd of people stick together. I'm talking to the world leader. Stop the fighting and stop the war. Look what the one in Angola. Look what the one in South Africa. We can't take for the world pressure. Put down the gun and live together.
Love vibrator. Love vibrator. Love vibrator, that's it. Love vibrator.
Absolutely massive. Genuinely, I'm already dripping crazy sweat under this mic. That was fucking enormous, man. Like I don't hear enough jungle like that takes more cues from like Public Enemy style breakbeat. Do you know what I mean? Like that was fucking brilliant.
There's a very specific part of kind of 90s jungle that is different. And I think there's a couple of Congo Natty records that I'll send you after that I think really encapsulate that.
So that was what was that? Mike Van Congo Natty. That was Come On Strong. Massive. No, that was enormous. Next up, we're getting into some another couple of shows that you got coming out. So the day after.
So this is on July 3rd and 4th.
So the day after, so we got the second, we got Escrota and Brat. And they are on July 3rd, you've got Big Laugh, Destiny Bond, and Flesh Creep, right?
Yeah.
And the day after that, you got Fentanyl and Cute.
And as of very recently, we've added Perp Walk to that as well.
I fucking love Perp Walk. We're not playing Perp Walk tonight.
As I say, there's a lot more to these lineups than just what we're playing. We're giving you the top of the bill, but we've got the
top of rock music.
There's about twice as many bands playing over these 6 days than what we're playing.
So you should come down.
You should.
So we'll come July 3rd and 4th.
So for shows 2 and 3, we're entering more into fast hardcore, the fast stompy side-to-side music. And this is all about that kind of uncontained youthful rage.
Explain side to side to someone who's never seen a side to side before. Can you explain a side to side?
When I first saw this, it was at the Flex playing at Seabright Arms in 2013, and it just felt like violent running. yeah. You first time you see it, you're like, this is goofy, and then you do it, and you go, oh, I get it. And I think it's a good way that energy lets itself out, and it's different to throwing the spin kicks out. You can still get that in there.
Yeah, you can still get that in there.
You see goofy stuff happening like the army crawls
and the what do you call it? The bulldog. Was it the bulldog when you get on someone's back?
Oh yeah,
and then you're running until you fall over and everyone injures themselves.
that time at Fluff, I just let someone ride me like a small horse.
Yeah, hell yeah. What's your favorite side? I'll tell you quickly because I want to get into these tracks. But my favorite side to side. I don't know if you've got one, but my favorite side to side was watching Violent Reaction, right? Played it on the last show. Classic band. And because like a lot of their songs are like they have the same rhythm, like there isn't there's not like the designated this is when you move bit, right? And I was watching them at T Chances, and it was a band, it was a lineup with a lot of bands that had the designated this is when you move bits. Apart from Violent Reaction, apart from one song. And when they played this one track, it was like the whole venue like moved from one end and moved to the other. And I loved it. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So listen, if you haven't got a favorite side to side and you want to say, I love and respect all side to sides, let's get into Flesh Creep.
Come and develop your love for the backwards crab. The backwards crab walk.
Backwards
next week
crab walk.
on 3rd and 4th of July.
Oh,
I
yeah.
ain't saying more than that. Let's
All
listen
right.
to Flesh Creep.
Let's get to
One of
Flesh Creep.
my favorite UK album of last year right here.
Yeah, let's get in.
What's a job? What's a job?
You just heard Flesh Creep, Big Laugh, and Destiny Bond, all who are playing the same show on the 3rd of July next week, and you should come down. What we got coming up right after, I want to say a couple of quick words, because on the 4th, we got Cute, we got Fentanyl. We're about to play Cute, we've been playing Fentanyl afterwards. I want to say a couple of things real quick. Number one about Fentanyl, the first time I heard about Fentanyl was that amazing headline, which was like, you had that band Mexican Coke, who like used to wave a shotgun at audience members during their live shows, and there was that headline, Fentanyl dropped Mexican Coke, following homophobic remarks, and people were like, where does the headline start and end? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are these bands or are these like, what is this? You know? And yeah, but like on a more serious note, I want to say, especially about Cute, but this goes out to Fentanyl as well. Both bands, I think, play a type of fast hardcore that's really special to my heart, because it gets weird, man. Like, Cute are such an expressive and strange band. Like, the way that their vocalist behaves on stage reminds me more of what was that guy's name from Joy Division? Ian Curtis. Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels there's something genuinely a bit fucking not just aggressive, but a bit odd about it, and it makes me behave odd. It makes me behave strangely at these shows, and I love that. I love when people have style. I love having style myself. You know what I mean? I love like being cool and shit, but I also love like just fucking wanting to get in my underwear and bite someone's shoes. You know what I mean? Which I'm not going to be doing to Cute. Maybe to Fentanyl, we'll see. So yeah, we got Cute coming up now, right?
Yeah.
All right, mad.
Drink to
I'm so excited to see those bands. That's Cute with a K out of Glasgow. I think it's my favorite band to come out of Glasgow, and that's a high praise because there's so many good bands.
From Glasgow.
So, you got a very, very serious theme for the next bands that you've got coming up.
In
Right.
chronological order, this is every band I've seen crowd surf in a bin at a festival since 2010.
Can you run through the bands and which festivals you saw them crowd surf
Okay,
in bins?
So first up, we've got Cat Bambino, who are basically Paris's answer to the Prodigy, except they're a two-piece and they play very small club shows most of the time. And I went, shout out to Offset, actually. Fucking hell. Like, it is ridiculous to me that festival ever existed. And it is such a tragedy that it doesn't exist anymore. Like, Heinel Forest, if you want to try and do this again, hit me up. Let's see what we can do. The variety on that lineup is something that does not exist in the UK anymore. It was 3 days on in a forest that's on the central line, and there was a hardcore stage. There was a main stage headlined by Caribou and Atari Teenage Riot. Throats played and got a massive crowd. Rolo Tomasi played and someone climbed to the top of the tent to get everything from their merch stand for free. Offset Festival was amazing.
Jesus Christ, man.
And yeah, on the first day, me checking out this festival as a 17-year-old, drinking illegally, Cat Bambino crowd surfed in a bin. It was amazing.
You saw Nightbirds?
Nightbirds was at Grows Rock, another festival sadly no longer with us, but its spirit carries on in Jira on air. At time of recording, I'm getting ready to fly out there tomorrow, actually. And when you hear this, I will be busy
Crowd surfing in a bin.
maybe crowd surfing in a bin.
You did once crowd surf in a bin, but let's leave that for a moment.
That's coming up in a couple of minutes.
So then you got now Heck. I nearly wore my Heck shirt today. I saw that band like 25 times. But
one of the greatest live bands that's ever existed.
That fully changed my whole perception of what live music can do. I never saw them crowd surf in a bin though.
So at 2,000 Trees, this one is stretching the rules very slightly, but I think it's fine. There were these massive wheelie bins outside the heavy music stage. And as you know, if you ever saw this band, only half the band was never on stage.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like 3/4 of the band. I saw the drummer playing a guitar upside down while the guitarist was smacking the fucking snare drum with his fists.
Yeah.
Like,
you get the idea.
and that was the second time I saw them.
So one of them ran outside and grabbed the big wheelie bin from outside the tent and got some other people to help him. And he was on the wheelie bin, and this was too big for people to lift up, but they wheeled it in with him playing the guitar on top of it, possibly during this song, to be honest, and just wheeled it from outside into the middle of the tent. And then after that, he had to get off because there were still a few songs left. So our friend Tom, he jumped in the bin, and then he just started shouting in the bin, and then there were about 9 people in the bin by the end of that.
Like at the same time?
At the same time. And the lid was shut on the bin, and Johnny climbed up on it again. And then
like
we
with
all
the people in
realised
it?
that this was and then we all realised that this was very dangerous, and everyone got out of the bin.
All right, okay, we got one more bin band. We got Laxity.
Laxity were the last band to play at the last ever edition of Fluff.
Oh shit! Yo, hold up a sec, because you were in that bin.
I was the one. In
I
the
love
bin
this,
then.
but you got chain whipped at that show. Like you
I
unironically,
sure did.
I'm talking unironically, an actual chain hit you so hard that it left a proper fucking mark, didn't it?
It did. It took a few weeks for that to go. Fluff Fest was a place of absolute freedom and where a lot of
Honest to God.
insane things happened.
Honest, motherfuckers talk about like you need to like have fucking acid and psytrance for absolute freedom. This is a fucking straight edge festival.
Well, originally.
It
was €1 beers by the end. Let's not be around the bush.
It was, yeah, but I mean, I was fucking straight edge at that festival.
Sure. But no, I think like everyone can refer to that Cunt Roaches set that happened while they were disassembling the stage.
No, that was one of the
That's
best sets
the
I've ever
most
seen in my
insane
life. Can't put it into words.
experiences of my life. At 4 a.m, the festival is finished, but there's one band that still wants to play, and there's a whole lot of people that want to watch them. So I think you climbed on the ceiling.
I was hanging up like
Yeah.
above the band while they were playing. Yeah.
So
yeah.
for the last bands to ever play at the last edition of Fluff, I got in a bin.
Laxity.
Yeah,
It was a full bin as well.
It was a full bin.
So it tipped over.
This was a terrible idea.
No, it was like tipped
Like-
over, and then it was like a really heartwarming moment to see while the band was playing, like us around the mosh pit, everyone putting cans and things back in the bin. It was quite a lot to put back, and I thought it was quite a sweet sentiment. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, in the spirit of punk chaos, youthful energy explosions and bombasticity.
And care,
And
because
care.
you know you got to stay safe when you're in the bins.
Here's
get
every
me?
band that I've ever seen crowd surf in a bin since 2010.
Starting with
Cat Bambino.
Cat Bambino. Was that the band that you said sounded like the Prodigy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay.
Life is not life is not a mission for me, for me. Life is not life is not a mission for me, for me. Life is not life is not a mission for me, for me. Life is not life is not. I have this nightmare. I'm being buried alive. I can't see more move. They can take my life. I wake up and it's not a dream.
ocean wide until we're met again, singing yo ho, yo ho, a bottle of rum and off we go, yo ho, yo ho. Farewell and up we rise into the seas, fair maid, we will roll the ocean wide until we're met again.
Singing yo ho, a bottle of rum and off we go, yo ho, yo ho.
how good that band is.
That was a lot of fun.
That band is incredible. You got a really, really, really special band up next. I deserve a few words.
So day 4 of the Summer Jams is All Out War. And
what date is that?
That's on Saturday, July 5th. It's All Out War's first time in London in 10 years. Now, the last time All Out War played London, the supports were Repentance, Renounced, Forsaken, and 9 Bar. And
I just want to say quickly to anyone who's unfamiliar with those bands, all of those are like UK legends. All of those are UK legends.
All of those are now UK legends. And I think for a lot of people, those lineups had a real impact on their understanding of the hardcore scene.
Can I say a real quick word about one of my favorite exchanges of conversation in hardcore, which was you being on the tube, meeting Repentance's vocalist, and asking if it was really necessary for them to have vegan straight edge in one of their songs to really clarify to people that they are indeed both vegan and straight edge.
I don't remember any of that, but go on.
That was it. That's the whole story. I hope everyone laughed at that.
Funnily enough, he recently said to me one of my favorite things anyone's ever actually said to me about hardcore. He said to me in conversation recently, everyone thinks that what they're doing is the most legit, most hardcore thing possible. And they're all wrong because it's all fucking legit and it's all brilliant.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Shout out Repentance.
If my All Out War show next Saturday has even a tenth of the effect on London hardcore and UK hardcore that lineup did in 2015, I'll have done something big.
That's beautiful.
This is
like, what was it? What did it feel like to be at that hardcore show?
No, man, no.
No.
It was a big aggro lineup at the Underworld. You know exactly what it felt like.
Yeah, big aggro. Like, yeah, I got you.
Okay,
right, cool.
Let's listen to All Out War.
Let's listen to All Out War. Sick. All right, we're gonna have to do a fucking banging transition here while we sort out major technical difficulties.
Everything is fine.
Yeah,
everything is
like, we're
absolutely
gonna
fine.
have a show.
No, everything is fine. So that was All Out War.
Everything is fine, like the fucking Chernobyl. Like everything is fine.
No, it's not. So that was All Out War, and that was a song from a show that really inspired a scene. Now I can talk about shows that inspired the scene in London, but then I have to recognize shows and sets at festivals that have kind of inspired me. And there's a couple of bands from specifically Sweden for some reason. I don't know. Swedish hardcore's always been top of the game. So we're going to have Kid Feral, a screamo band from kind of the middle of nowhere, like the Swedish equivalent of living in like.
How do we say the equivalent for Britain, but without offending anyone? We don't want we want to hit a city that someone from that city will be like, oh no, yeah, fair. That is the middle of nowhere.
Like I normally say Wigan, but no offense to anyone from Wigan.
No, but if you're from Wigan, you probably hear that and you're like, no, I get it.
So they're from Hövda, and
the Swedish Wigan.
Sure. It's just outside of Gothenburg, and it's quite an obscure town. It's a nice place to visit in the summer, but it's a very obscure town. And I met them at Fluff, and they were very much like, why do you know about our place? And it's only through really meeting these kind of hardcore crews that had traveled across Europe to rep for their friends' bands. And that's an experience that you get in these kind of big summer events where, because people have traveled so long, you get that feeling of everyone togetherness and this community coming together. And a lot of these bands will play better shows than they'll ever play anywhere else.
I mean, when they headlined, something I really loved about Fluff Festival was how they were totally up for having a band that was relatively obscure, like closing out the whole festival. And we just heard Jesus, I'm so bad of names, man. What was the band with the where you got Chain Whip?
Laxity.
Laxity like closed out the festival, and I mean, I don't think any of us in the fucking crowd, probably apart from you, because you know every band, but none of us knew that band. None of us knew Kid Feral. And they played one of the most touching sets I've ever seen. I remember like hugging the vocalist with about 3 or 4 other people after the set, and he was like in tears. Like, is this real life?
So
it's gorgeous, man.
This is called Fire Dragon 3651 Logs Out Forever, and it's quite a touching song.
I love this band. I really hope they listen to this. I'm gonna send them this show. I really, really love this band, man.
De lägger den igen. Svart sopsäck.
Ska inte dödas, Mats.
Ska jag visst det?
Nej, inte längre.
Jag vill inte, Benjamin. Jag vill inte bli avfall.
Ska inte bli avfall.
Jag vill sluta. Jag vet inte. Men låt mig inte säga. Låt mig inte säga. Låt mig inte vara. Here we go again.
We are
I just pressed the wrong button.
That's okay.
I'm not gonna send this to Kid Ferrell anymore.
So next up, we're going to hear from another band that's kind of another showing of the pedigree of Swedish hardcore. It's a band called Time to Heal. And again, saw them by accident one year because I happened to be making friends with Swedish hardcore and seeing the bands that crew was showing up for, because generally there was that atmosphere and it made for the best sets. Members of this band have gone on to play in Existence and Bullshit and all of these things that you still see kind of flying the flag for that community and making amazing music. I strongly recommend getting down to United and Strong Fest in August, and that's going to be
Where is that?
That's going to be in East London at Studio 9292, basically 9294. You know what I mean. Fucking Mindforce are headlining. Jesus Christ, I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah.
Before you press play, can I save my own sanity here? All right, my own sanity. Because evidently I got a bit nervous, and that's why I hit the wrong button at the best part of that Kid Ferrell song, which I feel really bad about. But everything is cool. We lost a couple of tracks.
Don't worry about it.
But it's all good.
We don't need
it's
to
just
say
a couple
any
of
that
tracks.
on it.
I'm not going to say this is community vibes. We get to tell people
fair
that,
enough.
you know what I mean.
We'll play them all next time.
We'll play it all. It's all blessed. It's all blessed.
Right.
Time to Heal. Fucking great set of love, by the way.
A classic of my life. Both these sets that we were highlighting from Kid Ferrell and Time to Heal are classics.
Go listen to Kid Ferrell and don't press the wrong button.
Hopefully Kid Ferrell back in the UK 2026. I'll do my best.
Oh, fuck yeah. What a good band. And now I always kind of thought of Time to Heal as having this like really youthful, bouncy energy to them.
100%.
We're gonna now play the opposite of that, where we're gonna have a fucking lead ball smashing through the headphones.
So just before we go to that, I just want to say one more thing. Whenever I mention Time to Heal to members of that band now, they say, "Oh no, that was like a joke thing." If we had that band in the UK, that would be like. That would not be a fucking joke.
That wasn't a joke, man. That wasn't a joke. Like,
no, I know.
Sometimes
things mean more to the listener than they do to the creator.
Yeah, I'm gonna think while we're playing Zibalba, I'm gonna think of a really philosophical thing to say about that. I'll come up with something.
I found out about Zibalba because someone wrote, "Why you even bother trying to create the heaviest breakdown on the planet anymore? Zibalba have already beaten you to it. Like, make better heavy music, guys." And then I listened to Zibalba and I was like, "Oh yeah, so they have." Oh, cool.
Yeah, so like my anecdote with Zibalba was that I was going to Sweatfest in London. When was that? You know the one I'm talking about.
The one when you got a footprint in your face.
Yeah, but I don't want to skip to that. What year was that?
2017.
2017. You're always so good with that, man. Like, and I remember like it's a really heavy lineup, and Zibalba. I always pronounce it Zibalba, whatever. I think Zibalba sounds cool. It sounds like a sword unsheathing. You know what I'm saying? Like Zibalba, you know?
Yeah.
I was like Zibalba got added, and the Sweatfest on Facebook, because back then like we all used Facebook. Said we're gonna add more medics. I was like I was shit scared, to be honest, going to that festival.
When I sent the agent the UK support side added to the Zibalba show, he replied to me with, "I hope you've got an ambulance on standby."
No, but like for real, I did go to hospital like at Sweatfest.
Oh no, I
skipped Zibalba.
Chris, I took you there.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
And then during Disembodied, I got hospitalized in the first song. So like, yeah, fully. Listen, you should come. to the show. When
So
is it?
this is day 5 out of the 6. This is on Monday, the 7th of July. Zibalba, Extinguish, Mutagenic Host, and Blood Gutter, and it's one of the most violent and heavy lineups I've ever put together. I think. Yeah, one for the moshers. Let's listen to Zibalba.
Yeah, man. Oh, let's do it, bro. You know, something some people might not fully get about hardcore. When we talk about, and we talk pretty unironically about ambulances and hospital and shit like that. And I think maybe some people might, like wonder like what the fuck happens at these shows that people are getting like knocked out and shit. And I think like the way I try to say it to people is that first and foremost, what happens at hardcore shows is dance. But it is to varying degrees of full contact dance. And the degree to which that varies like depends on the fucking heaviness of the band. So like, personally speaking, man, I'm 30. Like I don't go for the really, really, really full contact stuff as much anymore. And I like to be kind of, more weird and expressive and, and stuff like that.
I'm 32 and I do.
But that's the thing. But then I see Theo when Sorcerer closed out his festival Reality Unfolds. And a man is just... I saw you shirtless, smacking up people, like like it was nothing.
They did a Repentance cover. I never thought I'd see that song live ever again.
Oh shit, that explains your reaction, like, to be honest.
But actually that seeds nicely into the next couple of tracks, because I wanted to show off about a couple of other genres of music and moments in UK counterculture, is what I'm going to call it in the loosest possible terms, but that sounds lame. And a couple of those moments that you saw that reckless abandon, that violent crowd, that chaos coming into play at music that you might not have expected it. I think now you're almost seeing it happen in reverse when you see footage of like Denzel Curry playing Outbreak last weekend, and you see people reacting to hip hop music in the same way with still that energy. I mean, the lineup of Outbreak that had played Out Boy Zay and Def Grips and Denzel Curry is still one of my favorite weekends at a UK festival.
Yeah, genuinely. One of my favorite weekends of my life.
And I think when you had Boy Better Know at the peak of their powers, when they were main stage at Reading, main stage at Festival to tens of thousands of people, it didn't feel any different to like when I used to see Machine Head when I was 15. Or Odd Future did feel different. Odd Future, when that happened in the early 2010s.
That show that got shut down, right? But like when they played, you mean the
when
one where they played Earl?
When they played Camden Crawl and were just cussing out security the whole time, and it ended up with just 200 people getting on stage. It's actually the only time that I've seen the Mellow Hype song we're going to play live, and it's not even an aggro song. It's actually a very nice kind of funky song.
I think I want to say a word here quickly about when we say mosh life is real life. Right, and we talk about violence at shows, like, and this, I wanted to call back quickly to what you said from that guy from Repentance. Like, Repentance was such a heavy band. I always saw such crazy shit, I heard such crazy shit. I think I only saw them once, and it was wild. And I think like it's important to say that you don't need to have people getting knocked out for it to be real. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's it. I don't mean mosh life by the Bruisers. I mean mosh life by commitment to the enjoyment, commitment to the culture, commitment to whatever this weird stuff that we're doing is. Like, it's not on a summer night in July. It's not actually normal for you to go out and see alternative metalcore from mostly the 90s. That's a rebellious act to do in itself by being there, and it shows your connection to this subculture just by existing in that space.
I'm always saying, the dance, the mosh, it's not a fight. And the same way, I think a lot of people who do fight, who do fight as a sport and as a culture, will say that the fighting that they do is not like, like aggressive street fighting. Do you know what I mean? It is like, I can't. You know what? I'll never quite put it into words, but I can say it's fucking special. So
we got pretty close there. With that said, take me to the hospital.
Take me to the hospital. Take me to the hospital.
No, stay where you are. See how I flow when I'm spraying a bar? Hospital what? Hospital where? All you're gonna get is music around here. Right, you're not ill, so just chill. You need good music, yeah, not a pill. Dance, move your feet, move your heels. Remember, you're only as young as you feel. What are you waiting for? Get on the dance floor. Music's the only cure. Boy, better know. Hospital. 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 Hospital.
Yo, I ain't taking you nowhere. Just listen to my bad boy flow, yeah. All you need is a little bit of bass. Trust, you'll be blessed for the whole year. Did you say medication? Don't go there. This vibe will make your head feel so clear. The next time you think about going to the doctors, remember, boy, better knows it.
You're not sick in the head, nah, man. You don't really need a hospital bed. All you really need is a kick and a hi-hat with a snare and a little bass and trap. Face it, yeah, it's amazing bless. If you can't dance, try do a basic step. And if you wanna try something new, then try me and get hooked on them USIC. It's lively. I got the rest of the man them beside me. And if you're fake, then they get fished out like a Pisces. Call me Dr. Friss, I'm about, come find me.
Hospital. Hospital.
You wanna go to the hospital, that's skept as well. You better get some antiseptic gel. Cause everybody went in fine, they spent 2 weeks there, now everybody's effed as well. Blood, you won't hack it. Any little bit of back chat, they don't have it. I spent 15 weeks in a straight jacket, you ain't seen nothing yet. How much you wanna bet, fam-a-lam, you're blessed. Forget a cigarette, you're blessed. You don't know a thing about stress, you're blessed. You couldn't live a day in my crepes, you're blessed. Jam, chat to them for a sec.
None of you don't need no penicillin. It's Dr. Marco over the rhythm. Club full of women. If your brethren's sick, just bring him. I'm the surgeon, sauce keep swinging. Forget the sirens and the bells ringing. You don't need to go to the hospital. Fam, listen to the beats, MCing and singing.
Hospital. 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 Hospital.
Just finished hitting these bitches and now I'm dipping. This barbecue sauce on my fried chicken. Am I tripping? I said that backwards. I rock my hat backwards. I'm on the beat, my swag is dapper. Don't call me Dan. Just cause I break down the weed and rap trees with my fam don't mean I got rapper hands, but I slap a fan quickly. And I mean real quickly. Lube her up, do her up, that's what I call a quickie. Fucking faggot fan and the audience wanted to diss me. I met his groovy ass backstage and I beat him pissy. His girlfriend was a witness. I said, look, missy, don't say a word and pass a ciggy or a stogie. Cause I got the greens and I got the rollies. And we can get high and I can treat you like Kobe or Ghosty. Cause I'll fucking vanish if you wanna fucking panic. I'm the pussy bandit.
We rolling up the La la la, she rolling up a la la, nigga, we rolling up a la, smoking up the la, we getting high off the la, we so fly off the la, coming by ya. Hey, there's two girls, I'm in the middle in my black Continental. No, it isn't a rental, so we gon' have to be gentle. She's arrested by my genitals, like a fucking criminal. Felony after felony, what her priors are telling me. She wearing all spandex, like Sherman. I'm finna go nutty, professor in her bloody old dress. Don't scream, but hold them signs up. Protest the WNBA, bouncing balls pumping the breasts up. Girl, what's up with your friend on the left? I'ma have to go and get it in on the left. Snippet trim on the left, slim skin on the left. She got a twin on the left. We were hiking up the canyon. I'm pulling out my cannon, showing her a man companion. Consume eggs, scrambling, then the nigga scramming. And you can't hold me back, space jamming. 2, 3, weak ball, she eat balls. We rolling up the la. We rolling up the la. Is she rolling up a la? Nigga, we rolling up a la. Smoking up the la. We getting high off the la. We so fly off the la. Coming by ya.
I think it can be difficult for someone who wasn't there to understand like how hype Odd Future, Wolfgang, Kill Them All shows used to be. You know what I mean? Like, and why do you think that is that Odd Future shows like went off as hard as they did?
It's the same. Like, it's the same story as Eminem. It doesn't matter necessarily as much about the individual content of the genre. It's about the attitude, it's about the expression, it's about that feeling that really resonated with a certain generation that like no one was prepared for. I'm waffling. It's about that connecting with that very specific era of the online community and youth culture and it just hit in that way.
Yeah.
And then
I guess in the same way that like, you know, Two Hollis and whatever like stuff that I'm not into, but I've seen the photos. You know, I've heard the way the youth talk about that shit. I'll tell you though, something I like about Odd Future though, what I liked about them back then was the way that, Tyler especially, the way that they encouraged like the audience participation. Do you know what I mean? The way they encouraged you to just while out and do something crazy and do something stupid.
Oh, for sure. And I thought that was still true for at least a few of the Tyler records. And I think although he seems to be committed to artistic development and making more ornate and more
boo, give us a stupid stuff. No, I'm joking.
That's
I love his
that's
new
what
records.
I think, but I know you don't.
I love his new records. I think he's, I mean,
he's obviously talented, but
that time has got past. Do you know what I mean? Like there's Eminem is still trying to do his old thing and it sucks. Do you know what I mean? You gotta like you gotta know when it's time to move on.
I can understand that. But I still miss the Camden Crawl, and I still miss that Reading set where someone was like, "Oh, you don't have an upside down cross on your forehead, why not?" And then just drew it on me with like lip balm. Like you can never recreate that.
You can't recreate that. It had its time. I like talking about having its time and talking about moving on. We've only got 10 minutes left. We got some stuff to get into still.
So we've got one. So we've got one more show to talk about, and
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, well, this is Space and Terminal Sleep on a co-headline. Space are a band that I've been lucky enough to work with since the first time they came over, and they just bring so much fucking energy, like positive hardcore punk stomp with that. Just such a fucking good groove, man.
Oh yeah.
And then Terminal Sleeper on the heavier end. I think this is actually quite a nice one to end with that brings in these two different sides of hardcore, because you can hear really, I think when you queue up these two bands, you can hear that unity of style, even though one of them is fast paced, stop, side to side, and then Terminal Sleep are brutal bad bitch beatdowns.
And if you have no idea what we're talking about, you can find out for yourself by coming down to the New Cross Inn on what day?
Tuesday, 8th of July, the last day of the summer jams. I'm gonna be sweaty and a bit messy. Come tell me it's all okay.
Sweaty and a bit messy, and you can tell me it's all okay as well, and that you liked the radio show, and it's okay that I pressed the wrong button during Kid Feral. Bada boom.
Maybe take a hard look in the mirror. What do you
Coming up on the 8th. I'm mad excited for that.
Space, Terminal Sleep, Still in Love, Headstone.
Still in Love, Sharing Members of Throats.
And Brutality Will Prevail, and a bunch more.
Which, if you're into hardcore, should mean a lot. If you're not, come anyway. Who cares? You'll love it.
Thanks for listening to this. This has been a really lovely couple of hours.
We got a couple of tracks now to close out.
I think we've only got one left, but I just want to say a couple of things about the tracks we had to skip. We were going to play a song called Cockney Translation by Smiley Culture. Smiley Culture was shot dead in his house by police 12 years ago.
Big up.
Fuck that.
Rest in power.
Police brutality. I'm sure you've all seen the videos of Palestine action this week.
Fuck, man.
We don't want to get into that with 3 minutes left, but fuck that.
Bro, fucking big up Palestine action. Fuck the fucking government, for fucking doing what they're doing to them. I wish I could collect my words better than I am right now. Protect the right to protest. Fuck any cop who enforces that shit. Fuck them.
This song's called Hold My Head by Swain. It's one of the most emotional moments I've ever had watching music was when they played at Fluff that time. Maybe we'll play another song if we got time, but let's go.
When I'm feeling down, I don't wanna get up. I'm waiting for the day when I'm melting up. Got a needle and thread to fix my head, but the hole is too large, so I'll count myself dead.
Thank you for listening. This is the second best band of all time, and I'm going to fly out and see them in the Netherlands tomorrow.
I love Refuse so much, man. Thank you so much for listening, everyone who locked in. Love. Come to the Summer Jams. Come on, shout to some new shit. It'll be fucking
Real
sick.
life Summer Jams.
Real
2nd
life
to 8th
Summer
July.
Jams. 2nd to 8th of July. New Crossing.
Stop my dead rhythm.